Hi, my name is Nadia Freund and I will show you today what am I going to do with my thumbnail. Imagine when your client comes in and she's not sure what can you do with it. She doesn't want artificial nail, but her natural nails are very weak. My natural nail is not very flat in the A curve, but it is pretty flat, somewhat flat on the C curve. And because it is one of my working fingers, I'm doing a lot with these nails and also typing a lot on computer. This nail cannot stay natural, so I need some product to support it. And in this way, I usually offer my clients an overlay. I can make an overlay with a gel polish building base and apply gel polish. But I have pretty difficult nails and gel polish doesn't stay very long on my nails. And that's why I prefer something stronger that is not as flexible as a building base. Therefore, I'm using fiber gels, fiber coat in this case. It is a soak-offable product, very flexible. It has fiber fabrics in it. I will show you the picture in the screen. But before that, I need to seal my nail, all these little liftings, all the separation that I usually get, especially after removal of artificial nails, even with the IFA. Therefore, I will use Seal and Protect. And we were talking a lot about Seal and Protect before, but let's talk about it again. I am gonna use, and you have to use Prep and Wipe if you're using Seal and Protect. You need to use an acetate. So I will take a nail wipe and dehydrate my nail plate with an acetate, like Seal and Protect, Prep and Wipe. And you can see how the nail plate dries out. So we remove the moisture out of the top layers of the nail. So this product can penetrate in those top layers and seal those little shells. So I'm taking a clean wipe, shake, Seal and Protect as any liquids I'm using, and take a very, very little amount of it. Just a very, very little amount. If you apply too much, it will not be flexible. It will cure like an acrylate, but you don't want that. So you want just a very, very thin. This is almost too much still. Not touching the cuticle. If you see somewhere too much shine, like very wet spot, like it is okay like this, but here it is a little bit wet, you can go a little bit and take it off. And now I'm curing it in the lamp for 1.5 minutes in the UV light, in the LED UV lamp. After the nail is cured for 1.5 minutes, I'm taking a clean wipe and very gentle remove the excess. That is that squeaky sound I want to hear. Without putting it back on the cuticle. So when I'm pushing on the nail, not on the cuticle. And now you can see the nail is sealed and protected, basically. That's why Seal and Protect. If you apply 3 coats of this product, the chemicals will not penetrate into the nail. And it is not soak-offable, so it will just remain there. And it also offers better adhesion. So once you use this product, you have better adhesion. But because I'm still a difficult client, I am using Soft Bond Primer. You don't have to use it, but if you have like a very, very heavy lift and you want to make sure her nails stay on for 5-6 weeks. And I showed you before on Facebook, excuse me, on Facebook I showed you before how long I had over 7 weeks my nails on the right hand used with a fiber coat. The same technique, seal and protect, and very thin, very little amount of solvent primer. This acid-free primer, so too little, oops, too much, too little. You don't want to apply too much of it, and it definitely helps. And because I like to make it complicated, I will make a baby boomer nail. So first of all, I will take some, you can take either frosted white, fiber coat white, or extreme white. It depends on the effect you would like to achieve. Extreme white is very, very white, and white is just basic, beautiful, natural white. I will probably take extreme white this time. I think I already posted a video with the regular white, and I just go around the free edge, very thin layer. Usually we recommend to apply something clear underneath, but I know that after seal and protect and prep and wipe, seal and protect, and soft pond primer, it will stay very good on. And it's just a very thin layer, and I will fade it in with the ombre brush. Clean it. Don't get it too far up. Just tap, 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 tap. And make sure you take the excess over, and that rounded edge, you also take it off, because it will be too much gel polish otherwise, and you will have to file it, and I don't like to file it. Sorry, not gel polish, fiber coat. Just like this, and cured. Now if I would put just a frosted pink fiber over it, it will not look as pretty. I can show you. Even if you put a thicker coat, you can still see that line very well. So I like to hide that line, and I like to make it as complicated as possible, just because it's me, of course. I will take cover pink. It is cool cover pink. Make another thin line right at the edge here, kind of extending my natural nail bed. Again, ombre brush, and just tap, tap, tap. Fade it out. There's an air bubble, take it out. Clean the brush and go again. Don't try to pull it over the free edge, because you don't want that. There's an air bubble again. I will just bring it away. Bring it to the side, so when the nail grows out you don't see that gap. Fade it towards the cuticle. Bring it to the other side. Okay, clean it again. And cure. If needed, you can add another coat of it, and make sure you don't put any product in the cuticles. And cure. So I have now still a little bit visible the white part, but it's not a big deal. It would be complicated to cover it all with the basic fiber pink like this, because it is very transparent. I will show you how much you can see it. It's like absolutely transparent gel, and whatever you didn't cover, you will see through this gel. I mean, I can show you technically. So you can see everything. You can see every single tiny little line. Probably not so much in the camera as in real life. So I will just wipe this again. And I will take a frosted fiber coat and just get closer to the cuticle, but not too close, and not making too big of a like wall. I actually take some product out of the cuticle to create very, very smooth connection between the cuticle, between the natural nail and the apex. And now, just going from side to side, I'm creating my nail. Technically, it is good enough. Practically, I don't like it like this yet. I clean again my ombre brush and make sure that the product is faded smooth to the end, that my nail is straight. If I need to add product, I can add some frosted pink, or if I need to build a lot more, I could build it afterwards with a fiber coat pink. Just taking out the bubbles. I can actually use the airbrush needle. Not the needle, a needle pen, airbrush needle pen, to get to poke the bubbles. And I'm always holding it down. And of course, using a Jessica brush to clean it, I can now build or move my product if I need to. If I have too much on the free edge, what happens a lot if I hold it like this, then I can bring it back to the apex. Basically, I can bring it from everywhere back to the apex, just avoiding the air bubbles, because they don't look beautiful in the nails. Bring it back to the apex. Make sure my apex is absolutely straight. My line from the apex, I mean the A curve, is straight, like I like, or it can be curved, but it cannot be too bubbled, like too round. You know the shape of the nails I like, right? I think it is enough. If I add more, it will run everywhere, and if I don't, yeah, I just cure it. So the nail is done. If I need to add something in the apex, I can do it now and blend it. I don't want to add anything. I feel it's good enough for myself. So I will just wipe the sticky layer using prep and wipe. Something on my nail here. Okay. And here on the front, I can still see my natural nail, which I usually don't like. So I'm taking a file or buffer and very gentle, just thin it out, kind of blending the nail into the product. Oops, sorry. Blending the nail into the product. And if needed, I can somewhere file the rough edges, or if there was something sticking out or not. Can be filed now. Just like that. So I have now a very natural looking ombre nail, and it is very strong. So when I'm typing on computer all day long, or in my phone, it is very strong and it will hold a long time. And it is very thin. You can see it is very thin nail. It's just a little bit thicker than the natural nail. Can you see that? How thin it is? That is how thin it is. Okay. Well, that's pretty much everything. Of course, you can apply a matte top coat or a shiny top coat. If you apply matte, it will look even more natural, especially if you have a client that you need this ombre look for just hiding some imperfections. But I like my top coat. I will take soak off top coat. For the work in the salon, I usually take soak off top coat. Sometimes I take the improved Supreme finish, but in the past, I don't know, 7 years I was using soak off top coat and just got used to it. And the improved Supreme finish doesn't have sticky layer, and you cannot say you use one or the other one, because it's always my feeling, like how I feel. And top coat, cure. And again, removing the sticky layer from the soak off top gel. And you can see how pretty is the nail, just very naturally looking. If you do it nail by nail on a client, it will work just perfect. And of course I'm applying some cuticle oil afterwards. I will use the new cashmere cuticle oil. If you haven't tried it yet, you should, because it is so good. And nowadays we apply just underneath of the nail. Hold it for a couple seconds, because this is also important, especially if you have a hypernicum, to use the cuticle oil here, and it will just run here where you need it, and you can just massage it in, or ask your client to massage it in for themselves so they get used to work on their cuticles, right? And of course we don't want to see pictures with the cuticle oil on. So if you want to take a picture, you just take the wipe and rub it in. There's a little bit gel on, probably I touched it somewhere, so it's not a cuticle oil. Well, thank you for watching, and have fun with my favorite product for the natural nail is the fiber coat. Whoops, not closed. Oop, back.